Hi friends! So this is part 3 of my altered art journal cover, and I let this dry completely overnight, so I am so ready to work on this. Now this is my velocity pen, and I'm just gonna resume where I left off last night, which is to just make some marks, and I really want to outline this, so I'm just really going back and forth and just following the lines that are already there that I used with my Stabilo pencil. And now that everything is completely dry, it's really gonna take. So another great thing about letting things dry overnight and just leaving them is that when you come back, you've got a new perspective on things. Like yesterday when I was working on this, I just was not happy with it, which is fine. It's only my second layer. But now that I'm refreshed and I have a new perspective, I am actually liking a lot of what I see here. So it's really good sometimes to work on different pieces all at one time, or to leave things alone for a while. It doesn't have to be a long time, but even overnight, and it just gives you a new perspective when you come back, so you're not like so immersed in it that you don't get a perspective. So I'm going to pull out my viewfinder and I'm going to see what I like and what I don't like. And I'm seeing quite a lot that I like, but even so, they may or may not be retained. So what I want to do here in the back is I'm going to do a face here. And even though there are faces here, I'm not going to do facial features on this face, on these faces over here. I'm just not feeling it. So I just want the back to be kind of more looser and unbothered. So more abstract or stylized maybe. So I think there are already these lines here and I'm just gonna follow them. So many years ago, I really got freaked out about not making facial features. Like if I had a face and I didn't make the facial features, it would kind of freak me out. And I don't know why that was, but I just felt compelled to always draw facial features in a face. And then I worked on those beliefs and I released them. And I think it is something that came from my childhood and my culture. But I really worked on it and I said, you know, whatever, it's my art. So it was a huge block for me. And it's weird sometimes how we can have these really strange beliefs that we don't know where they came from. And it works its way into every part of our lives, including our art. And it's the strangest thing. I just don't know why, but I just felt compelled. Like about 10 years ago, I could never draw a face like this with lines through it. Like I always had to draw the facial features. Otherwise, it would just freak me out and it would just be very unsettling. But now I can do that. It's really odd, but I just wanted to share that because a lot of times we have these beliefs and we just aren't even aware of them, and we're not aware of where they originated and are they even true, and do they serve us in any positive way? And maybe they served us at one time, but they don't serve us anymore. So I know this is all kind of really deep and out there, but it is something that did affect my art for the longest time. And it's the same thing about colors. Like when I first started making art, I was really afraid of using colors, and I don't know why. I don't know if there were negative connotations about having or making really colorful art that I had inherited somewhere, that I had picked up, a belief system that I had picked up somewhere. I really don't know. But about 20 years ago, I had a mentor, an art mentor, who really encouraged me to use color. And she was an art teacher. I took a class, and she was just an amazing human being. And she really encouraged me to use colors. And she gave me the confidence, I guess. She lent me some of her confidence by seeing things in my art that I couldn't see for myself. So I was afraid of using color, and I really don't know where that belief came from, but you know, I had it within me, and I'm so glad I got rid of it, because I absolutely love, 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 love color. So anyways, I'm just sharing all these things because it's important for us to free ourselves up as much as possible from beliefs that don't serve us and our present day lives and our creativity and our art making and so on and so forth. So I'm just doing the same thing that I did yesterday, which is I'm applying this ink, and you can still see the lines and the previous layer, but I'm just kind of making it more solid, because these are going to be like robes or dresses or what have you, but so I want that to be a solid color, and some of that got lost yesterday. So I've got to build up the color, and I think this was yellow. So I'm still watering it down because I do want the background to show. And I've set off my colors on a palette off to the side, and I'll show you my palette right here. So that's my palette right there. And so I set off some colors, which I didn't do yesterday. Yesterday I was just kind of intuitively kind of using colors that just appealed to me, but now I laid out some of my colors onto the palette. And I think this one was red. So I'm not going to use ink for this one because I'm just going to, or maybe I will use ink, but on this side over here, but on this inner side, I want it to be a solid red right there. No, I'm just going to use this red. Let's see. So another thing I wanted to share about how misguided and wrong I was is I used to think, I picked up this belief somewhere that to work intuitively meant you had to work really, really fast. And I have no idea where I picked up this belief from. But when I took a class with Connie Solera, actually I took quite a few classes with her. She's an amazing artist, by the way, and you should check out her classes and her Instagram account, and I love her work. And I was at a retreat in Oaxaca with her many, many years ago, and what happened was I thought that working intuitively meant that I just work really, really fast. And she said, no, actually working intuitively means that you work really, really slow. It's a very, very slow process of